For more on the Bay Area housing market and concerns, we're happy to be joined by Robert Ogilvie, the Oakland Director for the Bay Area's Planning and Urban Research Association, or SPUR. Thank you for being here.
Welcome.
You and I had a chat just a moment ago in the green room, and I said people throw around the word gentrification like it's a bad word, a dirty word. And you broke down a couple different types. You say in some cases it might be good.
Well, what I think I mean is that there are different aspects, different concepts packed within that word gentrification. Some people look at neighborhood improvement and the improved public conditions in neighborhood, improved type of businesses that are in neighborhoods, and they really like that. But others look to the displacement aspect that sometimes happens, and that is something that nobody really likes.
I remember in the Excelsior district where I kind of grew up, people were hoping for a Starbucks that never came, and they were waiting for that neighborhood improvement. Yet when Starbucks does show up, if it ever does, in that neighborhood, you know that people will oppose it. So what is the balance here?
Well, people won't necessarily oppose it. I can remember working in San Jose about 15 years ago, and I think I told you this story earlier, where one of the neighborhood activists said she really wanted to get to the point where Domino's would deliver in her neighborhood, and that for her was a goal for neighborhood improvement. And I think that it is very possible, and there are lots of cases where you can have neighborhood improvement, but you can have renter protections so that people who've been there for a long time can stay in the neighborhood. And you can also have new construction, so as demand for housing in the neighborhood increases, the supply increases as well, so people aren't squeezed.
All right, and talk about building affordable housing. I know I was reading that. In your eyes, it a lot of times starts with design, and you're talking about building smaller housing units that are more efficiently built. How do we start designing housing that is ultimately more affordable for people here in the Bay Area?
So design and smaller, more affordable units is one of the many potential solutions that we have here in the Bay Area. And in Oakland, the city is making it easier to build what they call accessory dwelling units. So these are the backyard or granny flats by doing such things as relaxing parking requirements so that you don't have to build more parking. So that is one of the many things, but those are not the only solution. Multi-story, multi-unit buildings are also a very necessary solution.
Even if they're market rate, because we have seen the pushback here. I mean, we just had a building full of market rate housing units burned to the ground here on Friday. There is a benefit in your eyes to market rate housing?
Absolutely. We are in a private economy, and if there is not enough supply higher up the cost chain, people who can afford that will move down the cost chain and outbid those who are lower down and improve. So we need lots more housing at all income levels.
And talk about housing density, because I know that's just from covering these stories. Housing density, traffic, infill, that affects the environment and also puts more people in a packed area, right? So, you know, that's what developers in the city wants to do. Bring more density into the community.
Well, Sal, I think there's a lot of benefit for density if it's done right. If you have more people in a neighborhood, those are more potential customers within walking distance to spend money and support more neighborhood businesses, which is something everyone's looking for in Oakland. More neighborhood retail, downtown, East Oakland, where have you. More people to potentially ride AC Transit, so those lines become profitable, so there's more revenue coming in. More revenue per acre for the city to help refurbish the infrastructure that we need. So there are a lot of benefits if it's done properly.
Real quick, what cities in the U.S. are getting it right?
One of my favorite places is Brooklyn, New York. You know, a lot of people compare Oakland to Brooklyn.
It's had a huge change in Brooklyn.
Let me just say something about density. Brooklyn's not much bigger than Oakland. Brooklyn's 71 square miles. We're 56. We're 410,000 people. They're close to 3 million.
Wow.
And they do that with 5 stories all around town. And if you go around that place, there's vibrant, exciting neighborhood after vibrant, exciting neighborhood. So there's a lot to learn there. I think most people who I know, their favorite cities in the world are places that are that sort of medium 5-story density. Barcelona is the same way. There are no tall buildings. It's all 5-story. And I have not met anyone who's ever been there who hasn't come back and said, wow.
Okay. All right. Robert Ogilvie from SPUR here in Oakland. Thank you so much for joining us on The 9. Okay. Coming up on Mornings on 2 The 9, you've